I think the worst part about talking about James Bond Jr. is that theme song from that cartoon is going to be stuck in my head all day now. So James Bond Jr. was a cartoon that came out in 1991. It only had one season, but they managed to squeeze 65 episodes out of this thing. I remember it came on in the early morning where I grew up. I'd watch it before school. The premise, as I remember, it was just James Bond Jr., whose uncle was James Bond, was going to Warfield Academy, which is like a prep school type thing in England, I believe. Was just always getting involved with international espionage. So Hasbro was contracted to make a toy line to accompany this thing in 1991. We've got here is James Bond Jr. Scuba Gear, and he's got real sink and surface diving action. It's this little instruction sticker that looks like it was applied later that makes sure he used baking powder and not baking soda. And he needs to wear all of his accessories or probably he's not heavy enough to sink. You are the ultimate secret agent in the dark world of international espionage with James Bond Jr. Action figures, vehicles, and spy gear. Battle it out against the enemy agents from the evil S.C.U.M organization. And whatever you do, don't blow your cover. And S.C.U.M stands for Saboteurs and Criminals United in Mayhem. I guess that's the junior version of Spectre. So the toy line was mostly figures. There was a few vehicles. I do have the sub-cycle I figured that would go along with, scuba diving James Bond Jr. We'll look at that one in another video. But for the figures, you got several flavors of James Bond Jr., 4 of them. So you got Junior with some kind of pistol, it looks like. Scuba gear, flight gear, and ninja gear. It's the 90s. Gotta be a ninja. And he had a ridiculous cast of characters. You got IQ, which is obviously just Q, but Odd Job for some reason has really fallen in his criminal stature and is now fighting prep school kids. Walker D. Plank, some kind of cyborg pirate? I don't know. Dr. No, who for some reason is some kind of green, looks like Ming the Merciless almost. I guess he did fall into a radioactive cooling pool at the end of Dr. No, so maybe that's why he's green. Buddy Mitchell, I'm not sure what his deal was. I don't remember him. Looks like he's in gym clothes. Gordo Leiter, which I'm assuming is Felix Leiter's kid. It's a recurring character in the movies and in the books. Dr. Derange, and the ever-present Jaws, who for some reason looks like a mobster in this version. Vehicles, you've got this kind of unidentifiable scum shark with powerful pull-string motor. I assume that's a water vehicle. You got the Sub-Cycle, which is James Bond Jr.'s submarine motorcycle. I don't know what else to say. And a sports car with spring action ejector seat. It looks like they tried to have some spy gear, but there's only 2 of them. A CD player, that cap action booby trap. Not sure what that's supposed to be. I guess it shoots the CD maybe. And the rocket watch with spring-loaded missile launcher. You gotta have a spring-loaded missile launcher on your wrist if you're gonna be any kind of spy of repute. On the bottom, kind of reminiscent of the back of Transformers boxes, you've got his secret mission objectives, but they're obscured behind a red filter, which I assume is packed in the front, so we'll have to open them up. Alright, so let's reveal our secret mission here. James Bond Jr. scuba gear, weapons, scuba goggles, and spear gun. Goggles aren't... okay, it's not really a weapon. His spy maneuver is that he can sink. James Bond Jr. is dressed for high seas espionage in his sophisticated scuba attire from the knowledge he has gained over the years from his uncle, 007, and from acquaintances in the British Secret Service. James is prepared to tackle S.C.U.M's evil sea-based activities. Our mission is in Thera Island in the Aegean Sea. Walker D. Plank, the evil sea dog, has positioned a ring of high-intensity long-range heat ray laser cannons in key locations around the globe. We believe that he's planning to use these lasers to melt the Earth's polar caps and send tidal floods roaring across the planet. Plank will launch his attack from his giant underwater city hidden somewhere in the bottom of the Aegean Sea. Your mission is to locate and destroy Plank's underwater city and laser platforms before he sinks the entire planet. Good luck. So he's getting his missions from IQ apparently, so these kids are well connected. The back of the inside of the blister also had all the instructions, unfortunately, about how to operate his sinking action. And here's young Master James Bond Jr. out of his package. He's extremely cheaply made. The plastic is really awful. I guess he probably is this lightweight because he doesn't need to float. His accessories are basically just rubber. Really gooey rubber now. I'm not sure. It looks like his mask does come off, as there's a little strap in the back so we can see his face. There he is. It's much funnier with the mask since it has no see-through parts at all, so I think I prefer him with the mask. And then he's got 2 swim fins, but there's really not much to say about him. It's kind of a gnarly yellow-green and very bright orange, very 90s. So yeah, I'm gonna try to find a big bowl, and I've got some baking powder, not baking soda, mind you, and we'll see if we can get his real sink and surface action to work. James is now covered in fine white powder. Guess those parties at Warfield get a little out of hand. So how it works is there's a little plug on his front. You have to open this up and fill him with baking powder, which makes a huge mess and is a big pain. And as you kind of tap it through, it actually likes to come out of his back through his little hole that, you know, it's going to cause a bubble to raise him up, and then the bubble will pop and he'll sink. That's how it's supposed to work, assuming any of this works. So we're supposed to place him face down, and we'll see what happens. He's sinking. He needs some help surfacing, I think. He's just emitting cloudy substances, and air is escaping through his crotch, which is really funny. Maybe my bowl is just too small, but oh, he's trying to. Oh. No, he's just emitting baking soda or baking powder out of his crotch in a steady stream. Well, he made it to the surface, so I guess the covert mission is a success after all. There you have it. Underwater drug mule smuggling mission, James Bond Jr. Really, truly terrible figure. I mean, it really matches the quality of the show. I'm not really sure. He's got this little, I'm just now noticing, he's got this little fin on the back of his left arm. I wonder if that's supposed to be storage for his other, for his harpoon? I don't know, but yeah, pretty awful. Cheap plastic, cheap rubbery accessories. The feature kind of worked. I guess it could have been I just didn't have enough room, and it might work better in a sink. But I'm not really gonna run out and try that or feel the need to film it. I think what we got was funnier anyway, so we'll just go with that. So next time we'll look at his sub-cycle, see if it's got more hidden compartments to get past the authorities with his contraband. As always, thank you for watching. I apologize if you actually did watch this one. It's a pretty awful figure. So I'll see you next time.